What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and listen, this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Can I tell you something? I am convinced that people in Love and Marriage Huntsville groups, they are just there to hate Melody, okay? And anybody that walked away from this episode feeling like they hate Melody, I don't know what's wrong with you, but we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it, shall we? All right, y'all. In this episode, it starts off with Kimmy going to Destiny's empty ass beauty supply store, child. Listen, not for nothing, but Destiny, you need to get your displays together in your store. Okay? I don't know if you having a rough time that you can't get any merchandise or whatever, but if I was to come in there and look for something, it seemed like the only thing that I could successfully walk out of that bitch with is a damn comb. But anyway, girl, yeah, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to get your store together because the appearance of it all, it's not looking very producty. Okay. But moving right along, Kimmy goes into the store to visit Destiny. She discusses the state of her and Melody's relationship, basically, Melody and Destiny's relationship. And she's asking, basically, what can we do to get this together? Okay. Can we like move on? Like, how can I help you guys move on? Okay. So Destiny is pretty much in a state of this look the entire time because homegirl sis is just not trying to hear nothing nobody have to say. She is convinced that her and Melody are just done for, and she wants to move. She goes on to talking about other stuff, saying how basically Destiny starts telling Kimmy that Mel told her she shouldn't be friends with Tisha and Martell, just kind of being messy or whatever, bringing up stuff that Kimmy didn't even ask her about. And so Kimmy says, well, I don't know nothing about that. So Kimmy is just like, listen, sis, I'm here to mind my business. All right. I'm not here to talk about nobody else. Let's stick to the main topics that I asked you about. And, we ain't about to talk ish about Martell and Tisha and all this and the third. I just want to see if I can help you and Melody get to a better place. And so Kimmy brought up that she thought that Mel and Tisha were in a good place. And she asked Destiny if she felt the same way after the reunion. And I'm like, are y'all delusional? Like, y'all have to be delusional. Did we watch the same reunion? Because Tisha was talking all types of, tall BS about Mel. Like, are we watching the same show? Are y'all tripping? How could you have walked away from that reunion thinking that Tisha and Mel were hunky-dory and the best of friends? Are y'all smoking? I don't understand that. Like, Tisha gaslit Mel the entire time, telling her how she was a terrible friend and all this, that, and the third. So what do you mean they walked away from that in a good place? What place is that? And if you consider that good, I don't know. I don't know what you would think is bad. But anyway, Kimmy ends up, saying that she wants to invite everybody. She wants to get everybody together so that she can get everybody in a better place. They can talk about some of their issues respectfully. And she doesn't know exactly what the event or the venue was going to be, but it ends up being like a Galentine's event. But she says she wants Destiny to come. And, basically she wants them all to kind of respectfully hash things out and so that they can all get together because she feels like they all are friends for a reason, and this is just a small bump in the road. So in the next scene, Marceau looked like he about to tell a lie right here, just about to lie. Look at his face. He goes to Maurice's office and they talk about Martell wanting to get back into Skull. So he basically gives Maurice the rundown about Tisha selling one of her apartment buildings, and she's actually the majority shareholder of Sculpt because of her making that decision to sell that one building to actually buy Martell out. Which honestly, I feel like this is that was a strategic practice for Marcel. He's going to like big up Tisha, like, oh yeah, she's the owner of the company, she's this, that, and the third, giving her all these props so that could further keep her away from being Inspector Gadget from all the stuff that he's doing. Also, he wants to be able to lean on her as the bad guy where it comes to Martell, because of course Martell is out here snitching in the streets. So Martell got caught up in all the stuff that he was doing with coleslaw and dick diving in other broads behind Melody's back. So Marceau is like, listen, I'm giving my wife larger shares in companies and all this, that, and the third. It's not my fault that she has a bigger share of the company. I have to go to her to ask her if you can come back into Skull, which he won't. He don't want Martell back into their business. He wants to keep Martell at arm's length so that he doesn't come and ruin their marriage. He also doesn't want to piss Martell off so that he don't further tell the truth and snitch on his ass. That's what his deal is. So basically, Marceau is not going to sell any more of his shares to get Martell back in, and Tisha ain't about to budge on selling none of her stuff, because this scene right here, look at him, Mouse Katia himself up here snitching and everything, talking about, I wasn't the only one out here cheating. It's not like y'all ain't have other women and y'all wasn't cheating too. So there you have it. Maurice is so they end up, Maurice and Marceau end up talking about all these things, and they basically both come to the conclusion that, listen, Marceau isn't delighted to work with Martell again, but he's, they did work well together, but Tisha ain't buying it. It ain't really going to happen, but he wants to appease him with some projects so he don't piss him off. So he going to do the Destiny project. But they also come to the consensus of Martell needs to get his business license so that he can even show that he's serious about even being a part of the business, or any business for that matter, because he needs to be able to do some things on his own. And even Maurice recommended that. He was like, you do more commercial stuff, but Martell's thing is residential, so he needs to go ahead and get his license so that he can show that he can stand on his own 2 feet on his own. And everything just seems to keep coming back to Martell getting this license. And I don't understand if the man is dyslexic or what the goings on is, but he's just lazy and don't want to get the daggone license. He don't want to study for it. He doesn't want to do what it takes to do things on his own. He thinks that he can just keep on leaning on the backs of others to be successful. And my thing is, I don't want to constantly have to, ride somebody else's coattails so I can make money. Get the damn license. Like, I don't understand what his problem is. So in the next scene, we meet Melody's therapist. Okay. So Melody is meeting with this therapist just so she can, make sure that she can learn tactics to make sure she's in a constant state of healing and, basically do things that are going to keep her rooted and grounded. Okay. And they also discuss her creating boundaries at the event that Kimmy invited her to with the other ladies. And Mel says if people are respectful, she's cool. But when people become disrespectful, then she has a problem. Okay. She says she pretty much is going to match their energy. She doesn't want nobody to think she no punk bitch, but she's really trying to learn how to maintain her composure and not have anybody bring her out of character. Okay. Because she just knows that people are targeting her and she's going to fire back. So we're going to see that in the last scene. So Martell meets with his friend Fred. Okay. Now, right here, Fred looking at Martell like, I know this. I know he fucking lying. Martell's sitting there. He comes in there and gives Fred these closed deals. Fred is happy about it. But he still has the conversation with Martell saying, listen, when are you going to get your builder's license? Listen, I got the tabs right here. I got it all highlighted for you. Listen, do your thing. Get the daggone builder's license. I can help you. Like, I think you need to do this so you can stand on your own 2 feet. And Martell is like, well, listen, this is different because Fred brings up his marriage. He's like, you were able to lean on your wife throughout this process because she had the license, but I think that it's time for you to kind of get it on your own. And Martell is like, listen, this is different than me and my wife. Like, this is a friendship. You trust me. I trust you, so I kind of feel like, what? I don't even need a license because you got it. So basically what he's saying is he's going to lean on him forever. So this is how Fred responds. He's like, listen here, nigga. Okay. I know you trust me and all that, and I trust you. But I still think you're full of shit, and I need you to go ahead and get this daggone license because eventually this right here, like he said, what if we fall out? Even though it seems like everything is cool and all, what if we fall out, or what if something happens to me, or whatever? Like, you need to be able to do this on your own. I just want this for you, and I want to see you basically get your own shit. But Martell, being the Martell that he is, always leeching off of the backs of others, he ain't about to get no damn license because his ass is lazy. And I'm just like, sir, if you gotta go around here peddling for other people's license to be able to do work, that's a problem. Get your shit together. You so busy over here sniffing behind coleslaws behind and every other woman that got a crack between her middle crevice, and you can't do nothing for yourself. And you don't want to, you could have been a duo with Mel even after y'all marriage, but you still being disrespectful to her. But you're trying to copy everything that she's doing. It's like you can't do anything on your own. It's ridiculous. But anyway, y'all, moving right along to the girls' Galentine's event, okay? So the girls meet up for the Valentine's event that Kimmy has planned. Tiffany is the first to arrive. Then Tisha comes in, and she got on her damn tennis shoes like she about to do something to somebody. Like she ready for whatever. Girl, let me tell y'all something real quick about Tisha. Tisha is not going to bust a grape. Okay? I've seen chicks like her. You real rah-rah, and you want to jump up and do the damn thing. But she ain't going to do shit. Okay? And I'm sure she's probably been in fights in her life. And I'm sure Tisha probably a little rough. But guess what? You want to jump up and be bout it with everybody but your husband. That's the most disrespectful person out of anybody that talks to you. He publicly he gives public displays of disrespect. Public displays of affection. He gives you public displays of disrespect day in and day out. But yet you always coming for everybody else, namely Mel. And I think that Tisha is jealous of Mel. That's what I think she is. I think she's jealous of Mel because she sees Mel, and she doesn't want to be Mel though, because she can't be. She knows that life after marriage for her is not going to look like Mel because she's not as smart as Mel. She's not as strong as her, even though she has 50 degrees. You're not going to be able to do all the things that she's doing. You're not as likable. You're not able to network as well as Mel is. And you want to, you lean on this wife title so much. But you out here looking dumb, sis. You look real dumb. Your husband out here taking pictures in hotels and doing all this bullshit, making you look dumb as a box of rocks. But you over here got your tennis shoes on, ready for whatever, to get down with Mel. But you can't get your husband to give you a solid yes or no of what he's doing. But he always riddle me this and riddle me that in you with his responses. But you can't get down in the gutter with him over that. Put your tennis shoes on with Marcel. That's what I want you to do. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get back into what happened. How did this all get to this point? Okay. So everybody arrives. Mel comes in with Stormy, and she says, "Hey, everybody." And Tisha doesn't speak back to her. And Mel says, "Wow, I can see what the energy going to be like now because Tisha didn't speak or whatever." But here's my thing. Y'all ain't cool. So why even fake it? Like, I don't really fool with Tisha like that, but I wouldn't speak either. If I don't fool with you, I don't fool with you. Especially if I think that you was at your house talking about me and you had my cousin over here and you definitely planted her there, Mel. Listen, I like you. But you did plant Kiki there to start some bullshit. You definitely did that. So if I'm Tisha, I'm not speaking to you either, sis. It just is what it is. Okay? So anyway, moving right along, Destiny arrived shortly after that, looking like a can of biscuits in this damn dress, like she about to bust out of every slit crevice in. I was like, girl, ooh, no, baby, you need to take that dress off. It's not for you. It's not flattering. Maybe that was something that you should have worn, pre-law or whatever. I don't know if you are, getting back to getting your body together, whatever. But we're not going. You should have got that just one more size bigger, because it was a little. That wasn't for you right now. Okay, but moving on. So then they start playing this game. Okay, where you have to what's this little stupid ass game that Kimmy made up? Because I'm like, child. So Kimmy makes up this game where you have to put something on the front. You have to write something positive about yourself, and on the back, a misconception that everybody has about you. So Mel says on the front of her, she enjoys helping people and being there for people, and the misconception is that she's selfish and all about herself. Tisha says she's fun and has a good time, but the misconception is that she doesn't care about people's feelings. And then she says that she should have put that people think she's naive. That's what she should have put on the back. Girl, that ain't a misconception. So moving right along, Tiffany's was that she's not messy, and the misconception is that she doesn't like drama, but she just meant to say she doesn't like drama. And that's about the last thing Tiffany said in this daggone discussed in this portion of the episode, because I feel like she might have snuck out the back or something, because homegirl ain't had nothing else to say. Okay. So then the next one, Destiny's positive thing about herself is that she's a visionary and a dreamer, and that she's a champion for the underdog. And the misconception is that she is aggressive. First of all, ma'am, that is not a misconception. Okay. Mel says in her confessional, she says that's interesting that Destiny says it's a misconception that people think she's aggressive. But all last season, she had issues with people because she was being aggressive with them. And then Tisha jumps in and says people had a lot to say about me at the party, at Mel's party. Let me go back to Destiny being aggressive, okay? Destiny ass is aggressive, okay? Everything turns into an argument. You want to talk over people. You want to do the goddamn most, okay? So you're aggressive. Everybody at this table will probably agree that your ass is aggressive. Like why does everything turn into an argument? That's probably what happened with your damn husband and why it didn't work out. Quiet as it's kept, okay? Allegedly, my opinion, all that good jazz. See screen below, all right? So then Tisha starts to jump in the conversation and says, that people had a lot. She brings up, people had a lot to say about me at this party, so I'm here, whatever you got to say it to my face. Okay. And I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. You ain't going to do shit. Take your tennis shoes off and put them by the door so they don't collect dust. You are ridiculous. Like, what was Mel supposed to be like? Oh my gosh, Tisha. Oh my gosh, I was not talking about you. Please don't. I'm so scared. Oh my God. You come in here with this Team Wife shirt on. By the way, that's Mel's clothing line. You're wearing it. You're pressed to be a wife, but your husband is out here embarrassing you, making you look stupid. So should you really be broadcasting that you're excited to be a wife of a cheater? Or someone that pretty much makes you look like an idiot? That's the one thing. And two, you're trying to get gutted and gangster with somebody, which you're not going to do shit. So I don't even know why you up here playing these little games. Girl, bye. Boo and bye to you, Tisha, and your efforts to try to be about it. And you're not, because you ain't about shit. That's what that is. So anyway, moving on. So she says, basically, my cousin Kiki told me, and Mel says, oh, are you talking about my party? You feel like we were talking about you or whatever? She was like, we weren't talking about you. Not like that. And she said, oh, really? Because my cousin Kiki told me that you were trying to get her to say stuff about my husband and you were trying to get her to talk about my husband and whatever. And she was like, girl, so Mel calls Kiki on the phone. and she puts Kiki on speakerphone. And Tisha says to Kiki, now Kiki, you on speakerphone, be honest or whatever. And I'm like, first of all, if you wanted Kiki to be honest, why you even say something about, why you tell her that she was on speakerphone? Because I feel like Kiki do know something about their marriage, and Tisha don't want her to snitch. That's why you was pressed to say, oh, and Kiki, you on basically you on camera, and you know you on speakerphone, so don't say something, but don't say nothing. That's basically what I feel like that she did. She tried to run damage control real quick, and it ain't work. Because Kiki was like, we weren't even really talking about you like that, and what makes you think I wouldn't tell the truth? And they end up getting off the phone with Kiki because that wasn't really that wasn't hitting on shit anyway. So then Stormy says, well, really, yeah, your cousin brought you up. She was the one that started the conversation, but we really weren't talking about anything. All we were talking about was the picture that your husband posted. That's what we were talking about. So honestly, in that whole scene, I really feel like if it was something that they said that was like that tumultuous about Tisha, Carlos King and his crew would have definitely made sure that that made it on candid camera. Okay, they weren't really talking about shit where it comes to her. They were talking about the picture Marcel posted and how he makes Tisha look crazy and all this, that, and the third, but they weren't really saying anything. So I don't really see where it was really that big of a deal. Okay. So anyway, moving right along, Mel basically says nobody was sitting around talking about you, and it was simply them talking about the photo. And Stormy says the only reason you were mentioned was because of your cousin. And Tisha says it's interesting that Kiki was invited, but I wasn't. Here's my thing. I feel like Tisha is just mad that she wasn't invited to the party. Period. Period. You wanted to be there, and your ass wasn't invited, so you're mad. No, you're not fucking invited. You fucking tried me on that stage at the reunion. Why the fuck would I invite you to my house, you dumb bitch? Like, are you serious? I'm not a good friend. You not my friend. Why the fuck am I inviting you to my house? I don't care if we on this TV show together, sis. I don't fuck with you, so you're not coming to my house. Period. It's simple as that. And if Mel could cut off Destiny, somebody that she was supposed to be tough tight with, why the fuck am I inviting you to my house? And you tried me. You tried to come for me on at the reunion, and I didn't even send for your ass. Get out of here. So moving on. So Destiny chimes in because you know she got to get her camera time in busting out of that dress. So she chimes in and she's like, yeah, and since people was asking where was Destiny, I heard you said that you only had the people there that you was going into 2022 with. Well, big fucking whoop. Didn't y'all just have several conversations on her telling you she wasn't your friend anymore? So why the fuck are you surprised? You weren't invited because she don't fuck with you no more. So why are you even bringing this up? This was just a way for Destiny to say something so she can try to start some shit with Mel. That's your whole, let me tell y'all something. That's Destiny's whole MO this season. Start some shit with Mel so that we can stop asking her to tell the truth. Tell the truth about her marriage and how it ended. She did that whole interview with the Ooh Ladies First panel and told a whole another series of lies. Okay, but she just did that to try to put a band-aid over people asking her about her marriage. We'll never really know what happened with her marriage until LeBaric come out and tell the damn truth. That's really basically the truth about that matter. But she's trying to do whatever she can, pulling at straws to stay on this show. So she's like, I'm not going to tell the truth about my marriage because people are not going to stop asking me about it. So let me figure out another way to cause some shit. I'm going to fuck with the main character of the show. I'm going to sacrifice my friendship with Melody so that I can make sure I stay on the show because I do need money. I'm no longer married. My store isn't doing well. I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses and look like I got it, but I ain't got it. Okay. So I'm going to fuck with Mel so I can stay on the show. And I'm going to use the Scotts because I do need this store to work out. So they do construction. I'm going to go ahead and head out and let them go ahead and do all this stuff for me and pretend like I'm Tisha's friend. Because basically, Destiny is a leech. She's going to leech and latch onto whoever she can that can do whatever she needs them to do to serve a purpose for her. Her husband was a purpose financially and to keep a status. Melody's friendship was a purpose and a status so she can get on this show. And it didn't work out with her husband coming on here trying to look like a power couple. So now she's trying to leech on and get a status with the Scotts and join forces with them to shit on Melody. And it ain't working. You don't fuck with the wrong person. She's the executive producer of the show, dummy. Moving on. So Destiny clearly is grasping for straws, trying to start some shit with Mel. Then she brings up Melody calling Tisha an op. So she's trying to get Tisha in so Tisha can now go back and forth with Mel. They basically had this whole little plan to try to gaslight the fuck out of Mel at this damn event, basically. I'm like, damn, she don't want to film with y'all ass. And this is what you do when you do film with her? What make you think she gonna want to film with you anymore? So it seems like they trying to put a scheme together to get her off the damn show so they ain't got to deal with her anymore. But Mel is very smart. Y'all, she's your storyline. What else you gonna talk about? And it seems like, so Tisha chimes in and she's chiming in when Mel and Destiny were having a conversation, and Mel was basically trying to explain that no, I said a number of things. We already talked about this, why we're not friends anymore, and why our friendship has ended or whatever. And basically she says, hold on, y'all, because I want to be very clear about what Mel said. Destiny was talking about Mel inviting Kiki's cousin to have issues with her, highlighting the fact that she called Tisha an op and all these different things. And Tisha chimes in and Mel says, this conversation is between me and Destiny. Let's keep it between me and Destiny. Destiny keeps bringing up Mel inviting Kiki and her saying Tisha was an op, trying to ignite an issue and egg the situation on. And Mel says, no, my issue is you in the next room talking shit about me. So basically she tells her, no, I'm not worrying about nobody else. I'm worried about you, supposed to be my friend. And I hear you talking shit about this bitch that was just on the stage coming for me. What type of friend are you? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. So then she was like, that's the issue I have. And then Mel says to Tisha, you always jumping in and you talk too damn much. So she says, basically tells her, bitch, I'm not talking to you, type of stuff. So Tisha jumps up like she, Miss Ghetto Gangster or whatever. They all at the table talking. And then Tisha jumps up like she about to do something. Girl, get out of here. So she acts like she gonna come across the table and do something. And Mel gets up too. And then Kimmy is like, hold on. We not about to be calling each other bitches and stuff. Okay. This not how we about to do this here. Okay. So Kimmy jumps in and she's like, we're not going to call people out of their name, which I get it. Mel shouldn't have called the girl a bitch. But to her defense, when they first got there, Kimmy said, I want to refrain from saying girl and all this, that, and the third. And then Tisha says, well, what about bitch? Can I say bitch? And I'm like, so you was gearing up to call somebody a bitch already. So when you get called one first, now it's a damn problem. Okay. So Kimmy calms the situation down and she says, I said in the beginning, we're not going to say girl and all this, that, and the third. Because Mel said, you coming for me. Why you ain't stopping Tisha? Why are you saying something to me about saying bitch? And they keep on saying girl this and girl that. And Kimmy makes it clear that she told them not to do that in the beginning. And Melody said, well, clearly they ain't listening. And so then they all end up calming down and sitting down or whatever. And then Mel and Destiny continue their conversation. So Stormy chimes in and asks Destiny what happened, because she keeps saying Tisha is an op or whatever. She keeps bringing up the fact that she's saying Mel said Tisha is an op. So Destiny says to Mel, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm skipping a big part. So Mel talks about Tisha jumping in all the time. They have this little standoff or whatever. And then, okay, yeah, I'm going into the right thing. So Destiny says, Stormy asks about Stormy asked Destiny what happened because she keeps bringing up Tisha saying Mel saying Tisha isn't up. Okay. And Destiny says, why don't you ask Mel? Ask her. And so Stormy's like, but I'm asking you or whatever. And so Destiny keeps going back and forth saying, ask Mel. And Kimmy is like, well, you could pretty much ask both of them. But the point is, both of them can have a response. So Mel chimes in and says, that basically her and Destiny have had several conversations already, and that they've discussed what the issue is and where where the friendship is that they had. And Destiny cuts her off and says, had, okay. And I could see the hurt in Destiny's face. It looked like she was fighting back tears. But I'm like, girl, you've already taken this position to be shitty towards this woman. You can't keep bulldozing somebody and gaslighting them and thinking that they're just going to keep on rolling with the punches with your abuse. It's just ridiculous. Nobody wants to be friends with nobody like that. Friendships should be calming and easy. You should go to your friends for solace, not for bullshit. And just Destiny just strikes me as somebody that is just always on one. Like, you always got something to say. You always in the middle of some shit. Like, you always got a smart ass mouth. Nobody got time for that. And you're very bipolar. Like, 1 minute you cool as a cucumber, and then the next minute you want to be talking shit. I don't know who gonna show up from day to day. I wouldn't want to be friends with no bitches like that either. That's too much. So then, Kimmy breaks in and says, why are you being so aggressive to Destiny? Because Destiny cuts Mel off saying, had, okay. And I'm like, if you want to hear that's why you can never understand where somebody is coming from or listen to people, because you don't know how to. Destiny doesn't know how to properly communicate. She strikes me as the person that say some smart shit to cut somebody off, and then you want to walk off and not finish the conversation. That's not how you properly communicate with somebody that you care about. You have to listen to people and hear where they're coming from so that you can understand how to move forward. When you constantly saying some smart shit and trying to prove your point and not listening, you're never going to get anywhere in communication with anybody, not properly. So anyway, Kimmy breaks in and says, why are you being aggressive? And you're being aggressive with me, and I didn't do shit to you. And Destiny agrees, and she says, you're right. Go ahead, Mel. Stormy says, I definitely wouldn't go ahead after you talk to me like that. And so Destiny says, well, you're not Melody. And Stormy and Destiny were going back and forth. Destiny makes fun of Stormy's accent, mocking her or whatever. And then Stormy says, I know you want to be like me. I'd want to be like me too. And Destiny says, yeah, whatever. You don't know me, sis. And Stormy says, you ain't got enough to come at me like this, bitch. Like, basically, like, listen, I got the real coins over here. You don't have nothing to lose, but let me explain something to you. Don't fucking play with me. Like, I feel like Destiny she's jealous. She is. I think that she wants to be at a different status in her life, but she's doing all the wrong things to get there. Like, she's burning bridges with people that could ultimately help her. And I do believe in Mel's ability to uplift and help people around her. And I think Destiny just made the wrong call, choosing to flip sides and basically be Mel's adversary. Like, you can't, or become Mel's enemy, really. Like, it just wasn't the right move. And then it goes back to, so she wants to keep on saying that Mel's friends are not wanting to do business deals with her. Look at your damn beauty supply store. You wanted to have Stormy's products in your store. I wouldn't put my products in there because they would never move. You said yourself in several interviews that you off and on opening the damn store. You can't keep employees. What? So then you want to blame Mel for people not wanting to do business with you. Why would I want to do business with you and you're not consistent in your practices? And they talked about allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because I can't pinpoint where, but she wanted Stormy's products in her store, and Stormy doesn't. She said that she has a team that decides who, where her products are distributed. And the team decided against putting her products into Destiny's store because the product would never sell. They came to the conclusion that the products would not sell because of her inconsistency in basically running her business. So she's met. I think that's also some inner anger that she has with Stormy because she wouldn't put her product in there. And Canvas is a very successful product. There's a lot of people that have healthy hair from using that product. I mean, hell, look at Stormy's hair. She had, it looked like it probably was raining or something, but even then I could tell that that was her hair. And she has a healthy head of hair. She has ads on Instagram and Facebook that pop up all the time with her oiling her natural hair, and it's very healthy. So if that's from her product, she got a good product, and I can see why she's worth so much and her business is constantly flourishing. So you burning bridges with the wrong people, Destiny. I hope this little, joining forces with Letitia and her bad marriage is going to help you, because it don't look like it's doing you any it's not doing you good. I don't understand why you are taking this position, but it's not a good move. Both of y'all just look real thirsty. Destiny and Tisha gave me thirsty in this episode. Like, y'all came in there looking to be on some bullshit with Mel. And y'all, it fell flat, and y'all both look stupid as hell. But anyway, I'm ready to see the next couple of episodes and get to where Kiki airs Tisha's ass out. But you know what, y'all? At the end of the day, it don't matter what nobody say about Marcel's lying ass. Tisha ain't gonna believe it. So she need to just let the man cheat in peace and tell everybody on camera, listen, don't tell me nothing about my husband, because I don't want to hear it, and I don't believe it. Like, I'm going to be with my husband no matter what, because I want to be team wife. Be it, she need to add team wife no matter if I'm dumb or not, no matter what he does. That's what she need to do. Because I love this title so much that I don't give a fuck what my husband does to embarrass me out here in the public. That's what her shirt need to say. Buy that from Mel. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please, please, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that is watching, that watches this show. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.